How do I look? That might just be the trickiest question that a man has to answer. Do you answer from the heart, or do you give a standard answer to avoid any sort of confrontation? We talk about men supporting their partner's decisions on today's Bella Mars. Good morning, I'm Belinda Chi, and happy midweek. I am back as your host again today for Bella Mars. I'll be actually on the entire week because both my co-hosts, they're on a long break. Hopefully I can get my long break also after this, yeah? Producer. Anyways, first of all, before we begin with the show, I'd like to say a very big thank you to Robert Tan Siu Hien from Butterworth, Penang. I have received your letter. Thank you so much. I haven't received a handwritten letter in so long. So receiving your letter was a very pleasant surprise, and it's a very nice gesture, I think. Thank you so much for supporting Bella throughout the years, and we really do appreciate your support, and we hope that you're continuing on supporting us, okay? Now, on to the topic of the day. You know, there are no such thing as a perfect relationship. You know, every partnership comes with its own sets of complications and challenges. It's a matter of how you compromise, you work it out, you mutually respect each other, trust and communicate with each other that a relationship will work. But what if you find that your partner's decisions, whether it be in their appearance or their life choices, are not in line with what you have in mind? What would you do? Well, this is what we will be discussing about on today's show. If your partner turns out to be someone who doesn't meet your expectations, would you try to change your mindset and give them your total support, or do you leave the relationship in hopes of finding someone else who can fulfill your expectations? And can you be in a healthy, trusting relationship if you feel that your partner looks better than you do? And what will you do if you feel threatened by your own partner's appearance? Our guests will be here to share their opinions on this matter. We also have Faisal Taher coming in later on. He'll be performing his latest single, and not only that, some interesting updates on a luxury car as well as deodorant for men. All this is coming up on Bella Mars, so don't go anywhere. That's right, we're talking about how men support their partners, especially in terms of appearance or outlook. You know, being in a relationship, I'm sure you've been faced with several situations that put you in a hard spot. And we have actually reenacted some of the situation. Let's have a look at this and see if you can relate to any of these situations.
You want to change your...
How is it?
This time is so old.
How is it old?
See? Look at her.
What? You comparing me? You comparing me to another girl? How? How am I look old? How?
Okay, I'm very sorry, okay?
Okay.
That was quite funny. Comparing your partner to another person. I'm sure that happens quite a lot, although a lot of you might not come on air and tell us the truth, right? But anyways, we have our panel of guests here who will be sharing with us their thoughts on this topic. Let me just introduce Zubaidah Bakar, who is a women's empowerment coach, Dr. Jensen Ang, who's an entrepreneur, and we have Josh Lim, Facebook page coach at Likes Before Love. Welcome on the show. Welcome. So, what do you think about the reenactment just now, that situation? Have you ever been in that position?
Frankly
Zubaidah?
speaking, no, my dear.
Okay.
My guy knows exactly how to,
Your guy knows exactly what to do and what not
that's
to
right.
do with you,
yeah,
right?
he's very good in that.
Okay. And you're married?
Yes.
Yes, you are
married.
married.
For 29 years.
Wow,
With 6
very
kids.
happily married with 6 kids.
kids.
Wow, so we can definitely get a lot of tips from you, right? How about you, Jensen? Have you ever done that to your partner?
No, never.
Never?
Yeah.
You want to do it, but you don't dare to do it, or you've never had the urge to do it?
Never had the chance to do it.
So that might mean that your partner is the best looking among all the other girls, right?
I'm sure. Yeah.
How about you, Josh? Have you ever been in that situation?
I know, but I mean, like, it didn't turn out bad. I was like, hey, look at that. I think that really suit you. But it's on someone else.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, quite nice. So, I mean, it was okay. It was okay.
Alright.
If you actually know her taste, I guess it turns out fine. If it's something like too far away from what? You want me dressed like, like that? No, you can't do it,
Okay.
Then you'll get a bad reaction.
Yeah.
But sometimes, if I guess as a guy, if you can actually help your girl to shop, I mean, that's quite valuable.
That's quite a good, that's quite a good trait to have, I think, for a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Have you ever answered that question? How do I look?
How do I look in this?
Yeah, and like when your partner asks you, how do I look? Have you ever answered that question before?
Yeah,
Plenty of times.
Definitely.
Do you answer truthfully, or do you just skirt around the edges?
Well, I would say it depends on this, okay, if she's asking, do I look fat? All right, and okay, if she's asking because she's going out, and she's asking because she's going for a shoot, then it's different. Correct, right? I mean, if it relates to it professionally, well, let's say my partner is a model or something like that, and she asks like, do I look good in this and what? Because she's going for a shoot, or she's going for an interview or something like that, then I will have to be very, very truthful. If you're just going shopping, like, okay, don't really look fine.
No.
It makes sense.
Okay, so it depends on the situation. It will be, then you'll
course.
give a different answer. How about you, Jensen? Have you had to answer that question?
Always.
Always. And how do you answer normally? From the heart or? Okay lah, let's go.
I normally answer from heart. Yeah, I do it from heart.
Okay.
So, but even if it doesn't look good or anything, I will always
even if
try
you're
to...
rushing, even if you're rushing for time.
Yeah, I mean, just to note her a little bit,
Yeah,
I think it doesn't take much time, you
Okay.
see. So, but I normally will compliment her, whatever she dress, how she looks and things like that, I normally will compliment her. Yeah.
And Zubaidah, you think from a women's perspective, why do we need that validation from our men sometimes? After we dress up, we just have to ask, hey, what do you think? How do I look? Do I look fat? Does this make my, behind look big? That kind of thing. Why do we need that validation from our men?
Okay, to me, I need that validation because first, I know why I'm wearing this. There's a purpose why we do things, right? And the validation will have to come from him because we're doing things for him. Okay, he's our customer number one. Very important. and I have to do it every time. It's almost every time when I dress up, I need to ask him that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because it will give me the confidence. And with that confidence, it's very important for me to go out there and add value to myself and other people. So I need that confidence, and it has to come from him.
Okay. Is it true that after marriage, after 20 odd years of marriage, he might not care as much about how you look anymore than when you just got married,
You'll be surprised to know that he cares more about that.
Really?
Knowing that, I think, because as we age, we need more of, makeup, better dresses, that kind of thing. So actually, it's very important.
Okay, all right. If you're not happy, Jensen, if you're not happy with how your partner looks, maybe she's dressed too sexily or, something inappropriate, what is the best way that you would tell her without, offending her?
Please change. Just 2 words.
Please change.
Please change.
And then what, she say, no, I like what I'm wearing.
I will then tell her, you could look better.
Okay.
Yeah, you could look much better. Yeah, you could look much better. Yeah.
Okay, well, anyways, we went out to Malaysians and asked them if they would dare to comment on their partner's appearance and how would they do that. So here's what Malaysians had to say. Let's have a look at this.
Okay, so my husband is very handsome and he's now wearing a yellow shirt which we bought in a family trip.
Doesn't matter to me how the other person will look like.
Because if he looks good, then I look good too. He's perfect for me and I'm perfect for him, so yeah, I won't.
She looks great, always well dressed, very well groomed, sexy.
Yes, I do comment about his appearance. I think he looks great. I do give him some tips about what to wear as well.
Mostly about clothes lah kot. Kalau nak komen pun maybe pakai too tight or ataupun yalah mostly tight lah. Saya tak suka tight.
So far, I'm quite happy with my partner punya appearance, which is my husband. So I think I've got no comment about him. I think he's good.
I wouldn't comment because actually up to them. Sometimes because when you say with her body gain weight, so normally we don't tell lah.
You know what? I think that last guy there was the most honest out of the lot, because I mean there are things that sometimes we find that we nitpick about our partners, especially if it's not what we have in mind, what we have in real expectation. So Joss, would you ever, like, let's say you go into a relationship and this person is not doesn't make up to who you think she is, would you splurge on her to give her a makeover maybe?
Well, I mean, you can motivate people positively in the right way sometimes. Like, hey, here's some gym shoes, here's a blender, here's one. But not all at once.
Okay,
then it's like, are you trying to tell me that I should go to the gym and work out and what? But no, I mean, you do it like slowly, subtly. I would say, I think that's, if you're to invest in something that would bring them further, it's more worth it than, let's say, just a normal shoe or bag or something like that. So, I mean, definitely the answer is
like
yes.
Like a gym membership or something.
Yeah, built to my credit card or whatever, that kind of thing. Yeah. That kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, Zubaidah, let's talk about if your partner turns out to be someone really far from your expectations, let's say. Maybe initially you felt like, hey, we really do gel very well. But in the end you feel like, oh, she's so slobby in terms of dressing. She doesn't like to dress up, even when we go out and whatnot. Would you continue to stay in that relationship, change your mindset, or perhaps, find someone else? Ooh. What would your advice be?
I would say that I would stay in that relationship because it's actually, we have to focus on our partner's strengths. And the strength does not just come in, in how he appears. Yeah. So I'm trying to say that I would, because for instance, like my husband, he is so good of a person that I would not ever leave him. Okay. And actually he is the type who, I still remember when we were courting, he actually ironed his t-shirt, and I still remember that I teased him, did you actually iron your singlet too? Because he's very concerned about how he looks. Okay. Very, very concerned. And if he turns out to be, not meeting
but you
my
see, not all men are like that.
Yes.
Not all men are like that. Imagine if you, let's say when you met him, he irons his t-shirt, he irons his singlet, and everything. But after maybe 10 years of marriage, suddenly he's only in his singlet and sandals, when he goes out anywhere. What would you do?
Yeah, okay. That's why it's very important that we have a very good relationship with our husbands, so that we are very comfortable to just say what we have, to express our view or whatever, or to comment on how he looks. Very important. So, frankly speaking, actually, there are times that when he actually dress up, not the way that I expected, especially when you're seeing somebody, and we have a way, I have a way of saying it to him, just like what Joss said just now, it's very subtly. But you must find ways to say it, because it matters how he looks. He wants me to look good, and I have to
you want him to look good as well.
too, and it's very important. There again, it's about having that confidence. When you look good, you have the confidence, and it's about going out there, marching out there to add value to yourself and other people. So what I'm trying to say is that my advice is that have this beautiful relationship that you are so comfortable to just say whatever you want. Like he's now 54, and I tell him, darling, I like you to see you all the time wearing that t-shirt, tight t-shirt. I like that. At 54, I tell him, and he actually tried to use that dumbbell, whatever, and I said, but forget about it. I said, what's important is that I know that you're trying to please me with how you look, and that is very important. So my advice again, have that beautiful relationship so that you'll be very comfortable to just say what you expect from your partner.
Jensen, I see you're married as well, are you? Yeah, I can
Yes,
see
I
your
am.
wedding ring there. I didn't ask you earlier on, but you know, have you ever sort of like what Zubaidah was saying, communicated openly with your wife if
Okay.
she is like, you know, if you feel like she's already slacking off in the appearance department? Not only in terms of dressing, maybe she's not taking care of her hair or her skin or her nails, you know, it's always grubby. Have you ever just pushed her towards that, or do you have an open communication relationship?
Very, very seldom actually. To be
Really?
very honest, very
Okay.
seldom, because I think she dressed well. She knows how to groom herself. She knows how to be herself. I think it's very important. Simplicity is important. I mean, you do not really need to overdress yourself or overgroom yourself. Sometimes it depends on the function that you're going to or attending. You know, I mean, if you're at home, just be yourself. If you're outside, just be yourself. I think that is the most important. I think simplicity is the very, very important.
And what advice would you give to men out there who are still trying to see whether they can sort of change their partner's appearance or looks to suit their own?
I mean, when you know she's the one, you wouldn't want to complain more further. You know, I mean, you have chosen her, right? So for good or for bad, she is yours. You are hers, right? So there is nothing to like really compare. You know, you cannot just like compare what is past and what is present, and you know, why you like that and why you not like that, and things
So
like
once
that.
you've chosen that person, you just have to change your mindset.
Yeah, because
maybe.
if she is totally not your appetite, you wouldn't have chosen her in the first place, right? So she would have dressed well, or she might have speak like that, or you know, how she speak, how she converse, how she communicate, how she dress, how she groom and everything. You would already have understood
idea.
her, an idea, right? At least that little idea there, right? Before you even say,
will you marry me?
Yeah, let's go further. You know, let's do something. You know, let's build a further future together. Before at that level, you say. So I think there is nothing much to complain after when you have made that decision. It's more about how we can synergize together. You know, the husband and wife. You know, how we can communicate, make things more positive. You know, put aside all the negativity. You know, and just drive forward basically.
Okay, that's very nice. Now, Josh, you're still single. You're in a relationship.
Okay.
But have you ever gone into a relationship thinking that, you know, we gel very well like in terms of personality and whatnot, but she might be perfect if a little bit of more work is being done to her, you know, that kind of thing. Have you ever been into a relationship, going into a relationship thinking that you can change the other person to be who you want them to be?
Yes and yes.
And how did that turn out?
Actually okay, you know.
Yeah?
I mean, the thing is, I would say the people that I meet, even in general, friends or even someone I go to a relationship to, I mean, I try to push people to towards something, things they might not realize, things that their friends didn't care to point out to them, you know. So I mean, even some things like some girls is like, you know, like they got like some, you know, visible upper lip hair and stuff like that, and no one ever pointed out to them, you know, that kind of thing. So I think sometimes it's good to point out these things that other people might notice but not say. You know, but for most of the time it depends on the intention of how you say it. You know, it's like if you say, I think you should be like this girl. This girl is so sexy. Why can't you be like her? You're going to get it. You're going to get it. You know,
That's the wrong way to say it.
Yeah, but if you say that, hey, you know, I think we should go try out for the gym and what. And most importantly, also you have to realize that if you're asking for these changes from your partner, it has to be something you're willing to do yourself as well. You know, if like go to the gym together and stuff like that. But one very important thing that you must realize as well as a guy, if you're trying to shape your partner's taste, please also keep in mind, you'll be the one who pays for it as well. So don't angle her towards designer dresses if you can't afford designer dresses, basically.
All right, well, we're going to go for a quick break, but coming back, we're going to talk about another interesting part of this topic. What if you're threatened by your own partner's appearance? That's coming back after the break, so don't go anywhere. Some men can be very possessive over their wives and partners. We'll find out if our guests feel threatened when their partners decide to dress up and look better than them. Stick around and don't go anywhere.
For centuries, It's time. Their stories have cast a spell upon the world.
If we're gonna get through this, we're gonna do it together.
Into the Woods, coming to cinemas.
A journey of discovery begins this January. Discover love through differences.
我170身高，我希望对方呢至少要180。
3 cm short. Discover new ideas through tradition.
我要让全部人知道，我们的公司能把不可能的事情变成可能。
Yes, we can. Discover culture through quests.
You serious?
Find Wasabi, Norika's Hunters.
报代理，家里是我们台民北属会的呢。
Discover the truth through thorough investigation. Justice Bao, the mysterious case of the living and the dead.
土地公道。
Discover humanity through obstacles.
我手中的这个烛台呢，万年不灭，有了它就能医好你们的伤。
Earth God and Earth Grandmother. Only on Yarho of Feel
Monday is boring, Tuesday is tiring, Wednesday is depressing, but Thursday and Friday are flipping amazing! Nisang Incomplete Life, beginning 8th January, every Thursday and Friday, 10:30 p.m. An 11th anniversary special, Asian premiere on NTV.
Welcome to MasterChef Junior.
The MasterChef Kitchen opens its doors to America's smallest home cooks with giant results.
I'm blown away.
This is delicious.
Wow! They might be small, but the challenges are gigantic.
That is embarrassing. Get rid of it. How about yes, chef?
Welcome back to Bella Mars. We're talking about how men can comment about their partner's appearance in a very, in a good way, in a very way that can build their relationship to be a much stronger relationship. And now we've moved on to another part of the topic where this is quite interesting actually. Do you feel threatened about your partner's appearance? Let's say your partner is a little bit better looking than you are and they dress a little bit better than you. Will you feel threatened and what will you do about it? So, Zubaidah, that is the question. Let's say your husband is like, George Clooney. And, he always dresses up really well when he goes out and gets all the women's attention whenever he walks. Will you feel threatened by that? What will you do about it?
Okay, first of all, I mean, the thought that he chose me to be his partner and lifetime partner, wow, that gives me some kind of confidence that he really loves me. I mean, he's been crowded by all these beautiful girls and he looks so great, and yet he chose me. I think that's really awesome. And now it's a time for me to actually respond to it, not to react, okay, reflect. What do I need to do about this? I mean, is it fair for me to, I have a great partner here. Is it fair for me to, be standing beside him looking like this? So it's time to reflect and do the necessary to look, if not as good, at least, try my best to improve the way I look. Because I think if we love our partner so much, then it's really appropriate for us to consider his feeling and do something about it. I mean, the thought that he did not say anything about you, that is another thing that, he is being so considerate. But is it fair for you to take,
So you won't ask him to just dress down or
you
not dress so handsome next time when you go out with me?
Because I like to see my guys looking. Actually, he's a type who actually really, he likes to look great. But because of the priorities in life, having a big family, so that's why he tend to, he tend to sacrifice on that part. Frankly speaking, I really like to see my man looking great, and I like to look great too. It gives some kind of motivation, to look great. And again, it's back to confidence. Having that confidence is back to about adding values to ourselves and other people.
Nice answer there, Zubaidah. Now, Jensen, same situation. If your wife, one day she's so hot and then, all the guys are just staring at her, what would you do?
I will. Answering your first question, I will be threatened, yeah.
You will be threatened?
I will be threatened, yeah. I will be threatened.
And what would you do, to overcome this feeling of being threatened? Would you ask her to dress down? Would you,
No, I won't.
be very possessive of her? You cannot leave the house, looking like this.
No, I won't. I mean, in one point of view, yes, I will be threatened, but in another point of view, I'm actually proud, right? So I will not allow the feeling of being threatened to outbeat my feeling, my proud feeling towards her.
Okay.
So what I will do is I'll just have to buckle up and catch up, basically, right?
Okay.
So to dress
So you have
as
to
well,
swat all the flies
to be
away.
to be as handsome, to be as macho,
Yes.
Yeah. But what is yours, basically.
Okay.
I feel that this love string, it's there. Once you are connected, once you are fated, it's yours means it's yours. If it's not yours, it's not yours. So I'm not quite worried about those flies or bees or whatsoever you name it. That comes along. It happens sometimes, right? But you have to always be very confident with yourself. You have to always have the trust, in that particular relationship. And just catch up. Don't just sit down and blame, that I can't do better, or she's always like that. But find an alternative, to suit up, to catch up, to be at par, That is how a relationship should be. We should march forward together.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. So, Josh, before we get your answer, we actually went out into town and asked people if they would feel threatened if their partner is better looking than them, and this is what they had to say.
No, I don't usually tell him what to wear. I think he has the freedom to wear what he wants. If I feel insecure, no, not at all.
I accept them as they are because I feel that you are what you are and what you are is what you are.
No, I would feel good. I would feel great, walking with someone, who looks good because then he would compliment me.
No, I won't. Actually, I should be proud of him to show him off.
No, not at all. I feel even better. The better she looks, the better I look.
No, I don't. I think it's good that everyone looks good. No, everyone should take care of themselves.
In a sense, yes, because probably other people would be looking at him and I would be like, kat sebelah tu tak ada orang nak layan kan. Tak adalah to the point that I feel so bad about myself lah.
Yes, of course, because we also make our own selves to look good also.
No, I don't feel that. Of course, I'm proud of him. So I think everybody have a same thought with me. Kalau your partner appearance okay, I think every ladies in this world should be proud with the partner.
The sense of pride, I think, if you have someone who's very good looking next to you and he or she chose you, I think that's definitely a very proud moment. Now, Josh, back to your answer. So would you feel threatened if you're going out with a much better looking girl, let's say? And what would you do about it?
Well, I mean, okay, there are two kinds of guys. The first kind of guy would be like, hey, cover up a bit, don't so what, I don't want other ones to see. The other ones will be like, I want people to see you out with me. So here's something push up, here's something low cut. You're like that, but you're with me.
Okay.
So I think I'm definitely more to like the second guy than anything else. Because I mean, it validates the reason why you're with her in the first place.
Okay. But aren't you worried about? Let's say, aren't you worried about what people think about? Sometimes
Josh
people
is going
judge.
out with a hot girl?
Yeah, sometimes
that's
people
a bad
judge
thing?
like you. No, I'm just saying. Let's say. From the outside, people think, why is that good-looking girl going out with that guy, he must have a lot of money, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
So aren't you afraid of being judged in that sense?
I thought
like
of
people
that,
will think, maybe he's not good-looking, but he's, he has a lot of money, he's good in bed, or whatever that is,
That's not a bad perception. But no, like going along those lines, I did think about that. About 2 years ago, I was pretty out of shape. So, I mean, I think I lost about 6 kg, really slimmed down my face and, did something with my skin and all that. And I was like, wow, okay. It changed things quite a bit, dating-wise. The options, how people see you, how people will perceive you. It's like, that one quite uncle, and it's like, this one now, young uncle, something like that. How you are yourself. That changes the perception. Like if you can see the guy really doesn't care about his appearance, and the girl is so pretty, you're thinking like, okay, I know what's going on here. But if they're both like a good-looking couple, hey, why not? You can tell when someone puts effort into their appearance, even if it's just like, you know, basic fitness or, you know, being groomed, having your hair cut, you know, and stuff like that. So yeah.
But what would you do if you really do feel threatened by your partner's appearance?
Oh, I mean,
What would you do? Would you ask her to
wear
dress
this,
down?
but please be more flirty with me. You know?
Hang close to me, right? Don't go walking anywhere else without me.
That makes sense, right? You know, it's like, yeah, like grab my arm, you know, something like that.
Okay.
You know?
Would you say that, Zubaidah, would you say that a relationship will only work if the two people together are in the same spectrum, sort of, in terms of looks, in terms of beliefs, in terms of, you know, life decisions? Would you say that only that kind of relationship will work?
This is very interesting.
Yeah.
Because me and my husband, we are two different people, two different species. It's really a case of a man from Mars, woman from Venus. It's really different. Principles, values, everything. In fact, the thing that we eat, he likes noodles, I like rice, he likes steamed fish, I like deep fried fish. Those kind of things. But the best, I mean, the good thing is that when we get together, it just all works out. Because you know, because it's again, if you love somebody, you are, what do you call that? You can easily forgo all the. You will focus on his strength. He is too good of a man. Too good of a man. That's why I have this program called Hot Husband and Hot Dad, because I really want him to be a good role model to other people. So what I'm trying to say is that if you have different values, different principles, whatever, you can still find ways to be together till the day you die. It just it's back to your mindset, the way you communicate. It's back to your purpose in life. Okay, you understand what's your end in mind. So you are so inspired by your goal that other things just. That's not matter.
But do you have to compromise a lot more for your husband? Do you feel sometimes?
It depends. It depends. Sometimes you have to compromise. Sometimes you have to sacrifice, that kind of thing. So it depends on the situations. But what is important is that at the end of the day, the harmony is there.
Okay. Jensen, do you agree? Do you think two people have to be in the same wavelength or same spectrum? Especially in terms of looks, I guess.
Same wavelength, same spectrum. I think it does help, right? Stronger, less
stress.
Less stress, right? Because literally both of you are already synergized, right? And you don't have to compromise so much because both of you are doing the things, the similar things that you are liking, right? But it's not very important. I think love is always on top priority. I mean, compromising is another, because there is nothing in this world that you can just get.
There's no perfect relationship, like I said earlier. There's no perfect relationship. So sometimes, there are still bounds to, you still have like some different thoughts, different ideas, different likings. Definitely it happens. So I think compromising is the right word. I think patience is the right word. I think tolerance is the right word. Okay. Right. So, but are you always in the receiving end of this tolerance and patience and?
No, I think both. I think both. We cannot clap with sound with only one hand, right? With only one palm. So I think both needs to work together. Probably like Monday you compromise to me, Tuesday I compromise to you. Today I want steamed fish, tomorrow I want grilled fish. That sort of thing. So I think that would be more healthy, more organic.
Okay. All right, Josh. How about you? Do you think two people have to be in the same sort of spectrum to be able to have a good relationship?
To the same one, I think the major complaint, further down in any relationship, is that the partner has changed. I think that's the major complaint, because the person you married or the person you got in the relationship with, you liked that. So if that's not maintained, obviously there's going to be some conflict there, basically. So, I mean, the thing is, of course, you have maybe, let's say, you have to pick someone that's equally as shallow as you, or values the same things that you do, or enjoys the same things that you do. Okay lah, but it's also, you could say it's also easier if it's the guy that doesn't care, because strictly speaking, a girl won't care so much about the guy's appearance more than a guy would care more about a girl's appearance. Men are visual creatures, but you can't see yourself except if you look in the mirror. So
So it's both ways, you think?
Yeah, but two ways also lah. Like I think a girl said this to me recently. I don't want to date a guy I have to compete with for the bathroom mirror. You get what I mean?
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
yeah, it's too vain. No, I don't want to.
That's true. I wouldn't want to compete my bathroom mirror with another guy. Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you so much for all your input, our panel of guests. That's really important, I think, when you choose a partner to have an open communication, like to be able to talk about anything, especially appearance. Like if you're not happy with however your partner looks, you have to be in that relationship where you're confident enough to just speak up, right?
That's right.
That's what I gather from everyone here.
Yes,
so
right.
yeah, it doesn't matter whether your partner looks better than you or you think you look better than your partner, as long as the relationship works in your own healthy way.
Yeah, we have
I think, that will work. Okay, thank you so much for being on the show. We're going to go for a quick break. Coming back, we have more for you on Bella Mars, so don't go anywhere. A husband, a father, and a superstar. We shall be speaking to Faisal Tahir about his life, career, and aspirations right after this break.